11 lives that were lost in a celebration that turned into a nightmare, a disaster in Bengaluru. And the anger and the grief among the families of the victims is growing, and it is palpable. A video that has now drawn the attention of the entire nation, where a father grieving the loss of his 19-year-old son who lost his life in the stampede. He is Lakshman, the father of 19-year-old Bhumik, who died along with 10 others in the stampede outside Chinnaswamy Stadium on the 4th of June. And these moving tales of agony and grief has sparked renewed sympathy for the lives that have been lost in the tragedy and anger against the state government that has been growing. However, while the investigation into the Bengaluru Stampede continues, many questions still remain unanswered. Who really was responsible for conducting the victory celebrations, and who gave the permission for it in the first place? The government, which seems to be scrambling to find answers. Chief Minister, however, has now blamed his police for not giving adequate information on security arrangements. He also says that he was actually informed about the stampede and the deaths nearly 2 hours later when it took place. Would you even believe it? He even says that his government did nothing wrong, as his government was never involved in the planning in the first place of the victory event. And he even says that the government is now looking into the possibility of relocating the stadium altogether. Seeing the contrasting versions and the statements that have been given both by the Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka.
ಈಗ ನಾವು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಒಪ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ನಾವು ತಪ್ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ವಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೆ ಘಟನೆ ನಡೀಬಾರ್ದು. ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾದದ್ದು 5:45ಗೆ ಸತ್ತೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ರು. ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಪೀಡ್ ಆಗಿದೆ 5:45ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ದು. ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ 3:50ಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸತ್ತಿದೆ. ಅದು ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ದು 5:45ಕ್ಕೆ. 5:45ಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ಕಳಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ. ನನಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಪೀಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಸತ್ತೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಡಿಯಂನ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಂದು ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
ಅದನ್ನು ಪರಿಶೀಲನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
Now it doesn't end there. The same Chief Minister who promised not to politicize the issue has now dragged the Mahakumbh Stampede. He says about 50 to 60 people lost their lives. So then why the BJP is not demanding the resignation of Yogi Adityanath? And this is coming from the same Chief Minister whose own deputy right after the Stampede gave a clean chit to his own police.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ರ ಕುಂಭಮೇಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದವರು? ಒಂದು ಸೇತುವೆ ಬಿದ್ದೋಯ್ತು, ಅವತ್ತೇ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ದಿನನೇ ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. 100 ಜನ ಸತ್ತೋದ್ರು. ಆಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರ? ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ರ ಪ್ರೈಮ್ ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರು? ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರ? ಕುಂಭಮೇಳದಲ್ಲಿ 50-60 ಜನ ಸತ್ತೋದ್ರು. ಕೇಳಿದ್ರ ನೀವು? ಅವ್ರು ರಾಜೀನಾಮೆ ಕೊಟ್ರ? ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರ? ಓಲಿ.
Now remember, this comment comes in response to the repeated demands from the BJP demanding the resignation of the Chief Minister and his deputy to take responsibility and accountability of those 11 lives lost. The BJP also staged a protest outside the Vidhan Soda demanding the senior leaders of the state government to step down and take responsibility.
Opposition has the right to criticize the government. 11 people died. We have to keep quiet. Because of the negligence on the part of the Chief Minister and DCM, everybody, because of their fault, administrative fault, administration failure, it is completely administrative failure. So because of this, it is our duty to criticize and alert the government. It is our duty, opposition.
Well, we have Neha joining us live right now. Neha, those pictures are heartbreaking. The father mourning the loss of his own son. No amount of compensation and condolences can actually bring him back. But let's take a look exactly when it comes to this ugly blame game that has been taking place. The Deputy CM says that my police did their best. The Chief Minister blames the police. The Chief Minister says that we had no knowledge or information of these events. But the Deputy CM along with top ministers were present where permission apparently wasn't granted. So there seems to be contradicting their own statements that have been given exactly when it comes to absolving themselves of any responsibility. Neha.
Well, that's absolutely right. Of course, you know, we've seen the manner in which statements have been coming out over here from various talking heads in the government, whether the Chief Minister or the Deputy Chief Minister. And what is most shocking is that, you have the Deputy Chief Minister here knowing very well that there was a stampede even before the Kantirva, even before the Chinnaswamy Stadium event there began, but his own Chief Minister now coming forward and saying that he only found out at 5:45. Extremely shocking, of course, to say the least here. Families who have been grieving the loss of their loved ones, 11 lives that were lost, remember, in this horrific stampede that took place. And despite that, as far as accountability is concerned, you have suspensions of police officers, you have arrests of the event organizers.
Well, the BJP has been calling them as scapegoats who have been shunted or have been targeted by the state government to pin the blame for the tragedy. Thank you very much for the moment, Neha, for joining in. With that, we head into a short break. Morning Now